those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your heart right here on the Oldie Station, and we are answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And let's take a look at the cameras here. Let's make some adjustments. We are setting things up here, and we're hearing a bit of an echo. So we'll just lower some microphones and lower some speakers. We'll just take a minute, get ourselves set up, because we were on the road last week, so I don't know if you were able to come to the Expedito Enlightenment Center, but if you were there and one of our guests, we greatly appreciate your taking the time. And if you were kind enough to join us for our 15-year anniversary celebration, we want to thank you for listening live on the Oldie Station and tuning in live on Facebook. And we did post it after the fact for our friends on YouTube. So we are so grateful for everyone joining us and being a part of the experience. And we're going to fix the volume here for me, because I'm going to talk today about some of the stagnation many of you are experiencing. Because it's feeling as if people are telling me often, at least 3 times a day, Sarah Spiritual, I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling out of sorts. I'm feeling a feeling that makes me feel like I don't know what to feel anymore. I'm hearing so many people tell me that life isn't moving and they want change, but nothing's changing. And I thought to myself, there's a theme here. So what's the scoop? So whenever I hear a popular theme amongst people who sit across from me, and even people I know personally, when they all start saying the same things, I kind of take it in and I take one of those big steps back. And in my big step back, I sit with God and I sit with Spirit and the energy, and I ask for guidance. And what could be happening? Well, first of all, the world is kind of feeling a little stuck. We're kind of hearing the same songs and the same replay of things that maybe we are all a little tired of. But for some reason, even the whole world isn't ready to make the switch, to make the change. But then I did some digging about vibration and our own individual energies and the energy on the planet. And Spirit was very clear with me. Spirit made me understand that the energy on the planet is going through this major metamorphosis. And there's a certain frequency that is pushing to come in, and that is the frequency of love. And you see, love creates peace, and love creates momentum. Love creates attraction. Attraction brings forth experiences that are so powerful for us, brings forward things that are in alignment with our destiny, brings forward things that are true to our soul. So we've got to ask ourselves, why is it that we're feeling stuck when the universe is trying to reorganize things so that we can move forward? Well, one of the things that I've noticed in talking with people is that we become attached to the story of what's going on, attached to the house that we have, attached to the people in our lives that we have, attached to what we think is working because we're afraid of the change. Now, I know I'll have a lot of people say, I want change, so why would you think I'm afraid of change? And Spirit would say to you, because you're not making the change. You see, you've become accustomed to the things that you know because you fear that which you do not know. And you figure even though it may not be what you want, or it may not offer you the best outcome, it's still a better outcome than the unknown. And so we hold on to things hoping it would get better. We hold on to people hoping they'll change. We stay at jobs that bring us dissatisfaction. Now, that doesn't mean that in these interesting financial times that Spirit would ever say, go quit your job, because that's not what the universe is here to tell you to do. The universe is here to tell you to set your sights on something higher, bigger, better, something more in alignment with what makes you feel free and happy, and stop falling back on, this is the fact of life, this is what I'm supposed to do because I went to school for this. There are so many things that your degree has trained you for. It doesn't have to be in your area of speciality. There's so many opportunities out there for all of us. And there's opportunities to literally reinvent yourself. And the sense of stagnation is just not knowing what door to open and what way we could go to make a change. We just are uncertain. And uncertainty removes you from the divine path. Uncertainty removes you from the energy of who you are. Uncertainty removes you from the power of the divine. Uncertainty aligns you with fear, doubt, instability. Uncertainty is void of the divine power. It doesn't come from a high vibration. And when Spirit told me to sit down and said they had a talking for me, they weren't kidding. Because if this earth is changing and truly going to an energy of love, now I know we've been hearing that since the 60s, right? The love revolution. Everybody loves everybody. I'm not talking about that kind of love. I'm talking about the energy of self-love and awareness, the energy that ties you to something greater than you, that divine energy of love. Because with that, we will all adopt more kindness, more compassion, more empathy. With that, we will dig down deeply and find a way to heal our own wounds. The world is filled with the walking wounded, and no one is really acknowledging that fact, except when something explodes around us because there's a conflict in the family, or someone has made a life choice because of their woundedness, and now they're going down a dark path, and we don't know if we can pull them out because they've made a choice of an addiction or a habit in life with a certain group of people, or they sabotage their family life because they don't feel good enough or worthy, or they just can't find their happiness and their joy. Today I was so fortunate to speak with someone who was referred to me, and she and I did some work, and she was sharing with me some of the horrific things that she experienced as a child. And I have to use that word because she was a part of times in Russia when things were bad. And she was part of a family that had been a part of the Holocaust. And so her experiences as a little one, all of those wounds, even though she knew that things were what they were, but she felt safe enough knowing that eventually she would be okay, but she just figured that was how life was. She told me stories of how people made her an outcast when she moved to the States, and how she felt as if she didn't belong. And I thought, well, gee, that's still going on now. It's going on with one of your children, perhaps, who's going to school and being bullied. And we as parents feel helpless. And our child suffers a wound that is difficult to overcome. And then we ask ourselves why we're stuck. It's because we haven't done the work. I don't mean the work of looking for change. Change will come when you're ready. A lot of us want to force change, and that's another reason why we feel stuck. We want what we want when we want it. Yes. But the universe has to organize things so that things line up in a way that is fulfilling, divine, in perfect alignment. It is the perfect way to create new opportunities for ourselves. And we all need to trust that the universe has got our back. You see, no one is alone in this journey. And there's always an opportunity for you to grow. There's always an opportunity to travel the world in your mind and choose what could be next for you. It's called imagination. It's called visualization. And when we allow ourselves to be inspired by the things that we notice in the world, then suddenly, even though our life isn't making a major change at the moment we want it, we'll notice that things around us are moving and changing. and that perhaps we need to hitch our wagon to the star of the movement of what is, what's meant to be, what's already in alignment, what's in harmony, nature, the movement of the clouds, the sun, the moon. They all seem to be able to figure everything out, and we're a human being and we can't seem to find our way. If you're feeling stuck, first thing to do is ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of changing? And write down what you would like your life to be like. What would you like your life to be in the future? And give yourself the time to make the change. Sometimes people want to sell their house and it doesn't sell in the time they want, and they're so frustrated, and they'll say, when is it going to sell? And I'll laugh and say, it's going to sell when it's meant to sell, so that there will be another place for you to go. You don't want it to sell and you don't have a place to go. You see, we may think we know what we want, but the universe has a better version. You see, the woundedness of us is doing the visualization. The woundedness that has learned to be limited, has learned to be myopic in our view, and we don't really see the great picture of life. That's the part that we have to work on, because that is what's limiting us and not allowing us to see all the infinite possibilities. And therefore we feel stuck and stagnant. And life has a cycle, and things have to finish the cycle. And there aren't ways for us to speed it up. It just has to be what it is. But you're a co-creator with the divine. So when what you'd like to have change, what's in the area you're feeling stuck in your life, if it's not moving and not changing, is there a possibility that you could find your way to find gratitude and joy in other things that are around you that make you feel good? Even if it's part of an environment that's still not where you want to be. There are simple things you can notice. You know, many of you have your favorite spot in your house you like to go to, or you have your favorite pet that you like to hang out with or talk to or enjoy quality time with. You may have your hobby that you love to do, and it's your quiet time. It's the time where you get to do what you want to do. So lose yourself in that for a while the universe begins to align things to match what you have said you want in your life. And let go of the belief that it's not possible. Whenever I say something really spectacular to someone, and they're in their wounded self, and they're feeling really stuck, which we've all been there, and I say, this is what's going to happen. The first words out of their mouth, if I had $1, I'd really be doing well. For every time I heard this line, they say to me, how's that going to happen, SarahSpiritual? And I would always say, watch, the universe has got the story. And they're going to orchestrate it for you. It's not up to you. The how is up to God. It's up to you to believe. It's up to you to surrender the limited thoughts around how something could happen. Because sometimes Spirit, the universe, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, when they give me a message, it begins to sound a little bit out there. Like really stretching our beliefs. And so I understand why people come to me and say, I don't know how that's going to happen. And quite frankly, there are times I don't even know how, but it's not my job to know how. It's my job to interpret the energy and tell you it's there in the energy and it's possible. So you can either choose to align with the frequency. Remember I said the universe is getting us all ready to make a change. You can choose to align with the frequency of something that is good, that is meant to happen, or you can choose to align yourself with the frequency of things that are just stuck and dumb. Just aren't going anywhere. What do you want to do? How do you want your life to be? You've got that power inside of you. You can stretch. You can grow. There's so many powerful things that you can have in your life. It's up to you to make the change. And you'll say to me, well, how can I change if I'm feeling stuck? The first thing you change is your interpretation of the environment or the situation that you are in. And find the good in it. Sometimes people say, oh my goodness, I can't take these people at my job. They're making me absolutely bananas, and I don't feel appreciated, and I don't feel seen, and I'm not being paid what I'm worth, and I don't like my hours, and oh, they go on. And I say, I get it. But think how great you're going to be when you get where you're going. Think how great all of these things that you've done for people who don't appreciate you are going to look on your resume so that you can finally get paid what you're worth. I'm going to give you an example. When I was in New Jersey, I had an opportunity to work for a company that was a call center. And in the call center, I originally went in doing some phone work for them, answering some calls, customer service. And I was in one of those spots in life where you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do next, so I guess I better just go here for a minute. And then I got promoted to a supervisor, and then I got promoted to a team leader, and I ran the segment of business which is associated with the Lysol company. And I had a team to manage. It was fun, and all of that happened rather quickly. First 3 weeks I was a supervisor, and within less than 3 months I was, a team leader. I remember they gave me a goal, and the average speed of answer needed to be 10 seconds or under. And the team they gave me was coming in at 1 minute and 20 seconds, and the client wasn't happy. So that seemed kind of impossible, right? But I remembered all the things that I had done in all my other jobs, and the times when I was in Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I helped people build their dreams and win cars and look and feel good about themselves. So I said, all right, I'm going to apply the skill set that I had there, and I'm going to use it to build the team. First month in May that I was the team leader, we came in at 9 seconds. Miracle. Or was it? Wasn't a miracle. I just took what I knew and I applied it. And of course, as time went on, they recognized my original skill set, which was in sales, and they said, hey, we want to put her here. And so I grew and developed their connections. They used me to make connections with other people. And they even brought in a salesperson. His name was George. He was a great guy. And he came in and they gave him his salary and they said, you train him. So I trained him. And then one day, after I'd made so many connections for them, and there was one connection I had made personally, they said, you know what, do you want to do the presentation? And I said, absolutely, I'll do the presentation. And you know, they gave me that opportunity. I was grateful. And when I was done, they were like, oh my God, that's the best presentation that we've ever seen. That was amazing. And in my head, I was thinking, yes, and every time you all were giving your presentation, I was thinking all the things that should be said differently, but I can't say that to my boss. And they were such lovely people, and they were getting the job done. So I was like, well, thank you very much. So then they decided to move me to the same position as this guy, George, that I had trained. And do you know that they gave me $20,000 less for the same job? Yeah. But I didn't look at that as a negative. First of all, it was a huge jump from where I was. It was a big jump. I liked the people. I liked what they stood for. I didn't like the fact that I was told he has a family, because I'm thinking my kid and cat don't count, but okay. But the interesting thing was, I learned a new skill set in sales that I didn't have before. I knew nothing about the call center industry, and in 9 months, look where I was. So I wasn't about to squawk much. but I did when I left there, after we had made some moves into New York City during the times of the 9/11 time, and just really didn't want to be going down to the city, or across from New Jersey, I should say. I found another job, and I made sure that the number I asked for was the same number that they were paying George. And I got that plus. You see, I could have looked at it as bitter and said, oh, they're discriminating against me, and in some ways perhaps they were, or being chauvinistic. I don't know. I wasn't there to judge the experience. I was there to be in gratitude. And as a single mother, I was doing really well at that moment. So who was I to bite the hand that fed me? But I also knew my worth. They couldn't take that from me. They can't take your worth from you. You may feel stuck now, but just because circumstances are making you feel a particular way doesn't mean it's not possible for you to have everything you want. You too can set the bar higher. You too can envision the change and write it down. Whether you leave your current job for a better job or you change altogether. Whether you look at your family structure and go, okay, chop chop family, we either get it together or we've got bigger changes to make. You could say, I want a house. But maybe you can't on paper afford a house, but are you doing all the things that you could do? Are you applying for, maybe there's a grant, or maybe you can be in a house lottery, and who knows, maybe you'll win. There are ways the universe can open up a door, but you're just sitting there looking at the same bank account with the same paycheck week after week saying, there's nothing more. So how could I ever get here? That's limited thinking. That's lack thinking. That's stuck feeling. I don't want you to feel stuck. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to know that the divine that resides within you has the power to do anything within you and through you. But it's how we're looking at things. Well, I'm sure looking forward to look at things with you tonight and to see what Spirit and your guides have to say. We are welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're here on the Oldie Station, just chatting, talking to all of you from 6:30 to 9 p.m. So don't go away, everyone. Write that number down. Pick up the phone. Join us on Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along.
Yes, indeed. We can't run away anymore, and the world, it is changing. And we want to make sure that you're making the changes as well. So tonight, we're talking about feeling stuck, stagnant, not feeling like you're getting anywhere, and what changes you can make to make everything come together. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation, and we are taking your phone calls at 866-972-7247. You're listening to us on WSFS 104.3 in Miami. You've got us on 95.3, 96.9, 95.9, 106.9, and 103 HD3. We are here every Wednesday night for 15 years. And I think this is my 700 and maybe 34th show live. And that's a lot of shows. And we want you to know that we're here to assist you on this journey. We've got our friends on Facebook popping in their questions and their comments. So Facebook, we're going to be going to you soon. So I don't want to hear, you didn't get to my question, Sarah Spiritual, because I'm going to the questions in just a minute. I've got my callers on the phone lines at 866-972-7247. We're going to be getting to you in a moment as well. We are welcoming all of you who are new to our show, because we've had people listening for the whole 15 years. And if you're just joining us, I think you're going to want to join us every Wednesday. If you don't catch us live, you can catch us on YouTube and Facebook after the fact. You can catch us on the iHeartMedia app. There's so many ways that you can listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And I would love to see you, if you're local here in South Florida, at my Expedito Enlightenment Center. The Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. There you'll find a fabulous array of metaphysical products, crystals, oils, sprays. We have everything that you need and desire to assist you on your spiritual path. You're looking for sage? We've got sage. Looking for Palo Santo? We've got Palo Santo. You're looking for incense sticks? We've got incense sticks. Do you want something to change the energy, a crystal or a crystal bracelet? We have those. We have herbs for you to create and build your own spiritual collection of herbs to assist you in the manifestation process. We've got candles, so you can light a candle for your intentions. We've got mojo bags. We have books to assist you in learning how your sacred contract applies to you, how to make a connection with your angels and your guides, what prayers are best to attract certain outcomes. We have books, tarot decks, oracle decks. We have such a wide collection of things. So visit the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com. Pop over to my facility in West Palm Beach and go to SarahSpiritual.com. There you'll find some of my products that are available. I handcraft everything. And you'll be able to book your own personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual. We love connecting with people. And if you're not local, that's okay, because we can do it remotely. I love talking to people all across the world. I'm really looking forward to one of my calls with one of my clients in Dubai. And yes, we managed to handle those time zones. I've got my clients in Arizona. I've got my clients in California. We've got people in Australia. Matter of fact, one of them blesses us with a phone call here on our phone lines from time to time. So we are here to service you no matter where you are, because I think of this as an energetic contract that we all have. And that my choices in life to constantly make a shift and a change when I was feeling stuck and when I was feeling unfulfilled or when I felt like I needed a change, and my digging down deep and being courageous, although when I was going through it, I can assure you, it didn't feel courageous. It felt kind of scary. But when I made my changes, it always brought me to a new place, and the new place opened up a new door, and the new door opened another opportunity. And eventually it led me here. It led me to the center. I have had my center for 18 years. 18 years of talking to people. Over 70,000 people have sat in front of me, either virtually or in person. That does not include the people that I have talked to on this fabulous radio show for 15 years. So think of all the souls that we have connected and think of your role in it, especially those who've been following the show. You have a role in making a shift in the vibration of the world and making a change. You're not some random person picking up a phone, asking a question because you've got problems. You're an energetic being who's speaking on behalf of you and others, and that is seeking light and a shift in frequency that can shift your energy, and that permeates out into the world and changes the energy of all the things that are around you and the people too. So let's go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And I've got to go to Maine. I've got Gwen, and Gwen is in Maine. Gwen, how are you tonight?
Hi.
Hello, how are you? Good to make this connection with you, Gwen. Is this your first time calling?
Yes.
Well, we welcome you. And Gwen, how did you hear about the show?
From my friend Tammy
Beautiful.
in Connecticut.
Wonderful. So what I see here for you, Gwen, is, there's a time that you weren't feeling supported. Is that true? We're not feeling supported. Is that true?
Yes.
And we're feeling separate and alone and really not connected. And thus you're feeling stuck. Does that about sum it up?
Yeah.
And you are looking to make a change. Yes, we are feeling trapped at this moment.
Yeah.
This year represents you stepping into a new community, a new vibe. Is there a thought and idea that we would like to move or make a change such as that, but we just don't know how? Does that resonate with you, Gwen?
Well, I'm making a big change. I'm going back to Connecticut.
I see a move. Good girl. This is what we need to do.
I have an apartment.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
And you're making the right move.
Okay.
Yes. It is a time for you to build a new community, a new tribe, to make a move. So you're right on track with that. And that change for you is going to be powerful. I feel as if you have been unsupported there in Maine, and I feel as if the energy has not been conducive for you to feel joyful and harmonious. And I feel as if we're in a negative kind of connection with people around you. Does that also make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your question for us tonight, Gwen?
I'm not sure if I have a question. I just want to make sure that I'm going to be safe in this move, and that it's happening at the right time, and that I'm going to be funded through it.
It is happening at the right time, and somehow you will make your way through it. And I will tell you this, Gwen. It is better to be in Connecticut than it is to be where you are. That doesn't feel very warm, fuzzy, and safe to me. True?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
So we need to leave. And we need to leave in a courageous fashion, knowing that we have to cut ties with the people who don't value you. Does this also make sense to you?
Yes.
And is there a legal paper connected to this story, please?
Yes.
Okay, because I see legal papers. Do you have a question on that or a comment, please?
Am I going to triumph in this?
Are you going to triumph in the court, in the legal matter? You have the evidence.
Yes.
You have the truth.
I believe I have the truth.
You have the truth. And all you need to do is speak the truth. And ask the angels to assist you. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. Allow that angel to intervene on your behalf. Now, I know that
He's
the
my
person
guardian
involved,
angel.
very strong angel around you, yes. And I know that there's some domestic matters going on as well, yes, in relation or relationship. Is that true?
True.
Okay. And we are severing ties. Is that also true?
True.
I also see the energy when I take you back to the year of 2019, 18 into 19, Spirit just said to me, and they tell me that that was a time where you could have had a different outcome in your life, but we didn't make all the choices that we could have made then. So now we are trying to extricate ourselves from where we are now. Does that also make sense?
Can I have a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah. In 2019, was this a time of difficulty and change? Yes? For you? Go back about 5 years.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
I got so much going on in my head. My head is just spinning right now.
I understand. Well, just know that this is the perfect time to do what you're doing. And in the next 2 years, things are going to move forward. I see finances increasing. I see you growing financially. I feel like financially now we're stuck. So we don't have a flow. And this is the time for you to make your change, Gwen. It's a powerful time. All right?
Will I be funded financially for this move?
The money will find you somehow. Don't be attached to how it comes. Just know that it's going to come.
Okay.
You need to get out of there. You know this, yes?
Yes, I know this.
Okay.
My dad's guided me right.
Dad's energy is with you. Dad is always with you in spirit.
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
My only thing is, this is my father's home. Would he follow me to Connecticut?
Spirit goes everywhere, honey.
Okay, because I see him, I feel him.
And
I don't want to lose that connection.
You won't lose that connection. And he's particularly close to you now because you need the protection, yes?
Yes.
Yes. He was a fair person. He didn't like when people didn't do the right thing. That is true, yes? Your father is a very fair-minded individual, yes?
Yes, my father protected me. My father protected me from my sisters.
Yes. And he didn't like injustice.
No, he didn't.
And your mother's energy seems like it could be challenging and difficult at times as well. Is that also true?
That is very true.
Yeah. Well, think of all the lessons in life you've learned, yes.
When I tried to be fair like my father, I was extricated.
Yes. That's all right. The soul contract is over with them. You stayed and did what you had to do in the presence of the energy and honor of your father, but if they're not appreciating it, now it's your time to do what you need to do for you.
What about my daughter? Will she ever return?
Your daughter was brainwashed.
I know that.
So she has a feeling of she's right and she has an understanding of a story that isn't the story. Eventually she'll come along, but not through your convincing her. She has to put the pieces together for herself. Gwen, for this minute, we need to be complete, but I do want to let you know that Archangel Michael will make the journey with you. Your father's energy will always be with you. And you are not a victim of your circumstances. You have the power to transfer all of this energy, all the good energy with you, and make your move to Connecticut. And that's something that should happen in the next few months. It is something that by August you really could have all wrapped up and ready to go.
It will happen in the next 3 days.
Okay. So just trust the move, okay?
Yes.
All right, honey. Thank you so much. Pleasure connecting with you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. Go ahead and put your questions in Facebook because we will be getting to our friends in Facebook. But for this minute, we need to go to our friends in Pembroke Pines, and that brings me to Denise. Denise, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good, Denise. Good to make this connection with you again, Denise. And it is a year of a lot of growth and expansion for you. Think big, think large in your dreams, and also streamline. So even though we expand, we streamline so that everything is effectively efficient, so that we can reap the rewards of all the seeds that we have sown over time. Denise, what is your question for me?
Well, actually, it's my concern. My younger daughter is moving in August up to like the Orlando area, and she's going to be with this person, and I'm not sure I feel comfortable with the person that she's going to be with, or is this the right move for her? I really am very nervous about the whole thing.
What is your daughter's birthday?
She's 1/14/92.
And do you know the person's birthday that she's moving with?
Yes, I don't know the year. I just know it's October 10th.
Okay. Well, they're an interesting match. Two totally different people.
Yeah.
But you know what? They complement each other in several ways. So it's not a wrong move. It's just a move. Let your daughter spread her wings and fly. This person is not going to be detrimental to her. It's a learning curve. Let her experience this relationship. And if you don't want to lose the contact with your daughter, keep your P's and Q's to yourself.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I'm hoping that, she gets up there, she can get a transfer from her job here to there, and that they both have work once they make this move. But I'm just afraid of the association.
Got to let her figure it out for herself. You
Okay.
see, it's a soul contract. There's a soul connection here. She needs to explore it.
Right.
And they're not going to be an overly negative influence on her. Your daughter knows who she is. Your daughter's very regimented and set in her ways and not the easiest person. So let her find her way. Let her figure out what she needs to do to find her own personal happiness and joy. Let her come to the understanding that she is entitled to her opinion, and let her see that if the other person doesn't pull their weight, what it's like to have to try to hold somebody else up, and let her learn early in life that we need to be equally yoked. There needs to be an equal vibration, or else it's not meant to work. And give this young person their opportunity to step up to the plate and be the adult, and perhaps they'll do that. We have to hold the vision. We have to hold the vision. You see, you're holding the vision of worry and concern as a mother would, but you also need to hold the vision that person does not disappoint your daughter. So you give them all the love and the light and the energy. This is all about shifting vibration, helping people become unstuck. Let her make the change. The worst that happens is she doesn't like it and she has to transfer and come back. That's the worst that happens.
Exactly.
So better she flies at least in the same state than she takes off for California, and then it's not easy to come to her rescue.
Yeah, well, that is very true, and I'm hoping that whatever happens when she goes up there, that it works out for both of them. But they don't know each other they know each other for a long time, but they haven't spent a lot of time together. They haven't lived together, so they don't know. So it's going to be interesting, and she knows
you're projecting.
that.
So, Denise, you're projecting. Don't project into the story. Don't cast a spell into your daughter's story. And I'm saying this to you and everyone who says that. Okay?
No, she already had said, Sarah. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah. Don't even don't facilitate that. Don't exacerbate that. Just let them find
Okay.
the road. Let them find the road. When someone expresses worry to me, I don't hitch my wagon to the worry and go, oh, yes, that's something to worry about. And then, did you think of this? And then add to the worry. I go, don't worry. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to work out. Right? So just trust that the universe is going to support this decision, and they'll learn about each other. If not, they were the help to each other to get to a new destination. Maybe they're both meant to be there. They go their separate ways. Your daughter gets a roommate. They go their way, and everything's wonderful. Don't be attached to the story and the outcome. Just let them experience the moment. And things will come together.
That sounds right.
All right, Denise, thank you so much for your call. We greatly appreciate you following the show, and we look forward to speaking with you again.
Okay.
All right, bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we are going to go to Facebook and our friends on YouTube, and then come back to our phone lines. So stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on the Oldie Station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been shining. Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every song.
Because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're answering questions on our phone lines. But at this minute, I've got some friends in Facebook, friends in YouTube, and we really want to see what's going on. So let's take a look at our friends on Facebook and see what our questions might be, and our friends on YouTube. So we're going to pull up those questions, and let's take a look and see. Melanie Long. Will my house sell fast and for the price that we would like? That's a great question, Melanie Long. Melanie Long, the way I see this energy around you is that we are in this force of energy that is all about balance and order. Your house, I don't know what your definition of sell fast is, but my guides are telling me that there's something coming before September. So your house can sell fast. I feel like it should already be on the market, and we should have it sold by the end of the summer. So I want you to look for that to happen, and hopefully that fits in your game plan, Melanie Long. And I know, Melanie Long, you and I have a conversation coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to our session. And so thank you, Melanie, for your question. We're going to say yes, it's going to sell quickly, hopefully as quickly as you desire it to. Thank you so much, Melanie, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Cindy. Let's see here. No, we've got Anne. We've got Anne, and Anne says, message for my mom, anything she wants me to know. So, Anne, the first thing that I'm made aware of is that this is a time for you to be open for change, for you to be open to new adventures. Your mom wants you to know that you're fully supported in these changes, that you're not alone, that this connection will never cease. She will always be around you. And in this time, she wants you to know that she's supporting you, and the energy of your feeling stuck does not have to remain that way. Give yourself permission to make the change, and she will be there with you. She's fully supporting it, and this year is going to bring about those changes for you, Anne, and I know that everything's going to come together for you. Thank you so much, Anne, for your Facebook question. Well, everyone, put your questions on Facebook and YouTube, and when we come back to Facebook and YouTube, I want to be answering a question from you. But for this minute, we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Carol. And Carol is in Tennessee. Carol, how are you?
I am good, thank you. I had to take a step back and focus on me and work on some things with insights. And I feel like there's been a shift, and I'm moving out of that stuck place. But I wanted to be able to see what insights you have and anything around that. I feel like I've moved forward with my relationship, with my business, and I've got motivation for the first time in a long time.
First time in a long time. It's also a time for you to be inspired and be more creative. And you gave yourself permission to do this by breaking the routine and living in the fear, the doubt, the lack, the uncertainty, all the things that were circling around you and just trying to envelop you and not allow you to feel that playful, free self. And sometimes your playful, free self would come up, but it often was squashed by some unforeseen circumstance or some deep-rooted fear or the action or reaction of another. And so you found yourself spiraling down. And by detaching, removing yourself from the immediate role in the story, you gave yourself the opportunity to be the impersonal observer. And in observing the experience that is your life, you got to see where you had lost your lack, your lackluster, that beauty, that glow, that energy that makes you uniquely you. You're a highly sensitive being and highly intuitive, and so you were not feeling those energies the way you used to. And now you're finally back in the saddle, as they say, and you're finally tuned up and turned on by the universe. And so it's not to lose yourself in the needs, the wants, the desires, or behavior of another. It is not to lose yourself in what other people think is possible for Carol. It is for Carol to know that Carol can do anything. Now, this year does lend itself, and when I say this year, I mean from your birthday on, to a very creative year. Very creative year to put out some material, some teaching, some speaking with others. It is an opportunity for you to grow your trade, your passion, your purpose. It is the opportunity to fall in love with Carol so that Carol can fall deeper in love in the relationship energy, so that the relationship between you and another can be one of security and understanding and vulnerability, and not have this gnawing, nagging feeling that the rug is going to get caught up from underneath you. It is letting go of that feeling and truly being free for the two of you to be who you are to each other, and letting go of each other's individual personal wounds and the wounds that you have caused to another. It sounds like a mouthful, I know, but it is indeed where you are. And in this moment of time, you are crafting a new experience. And from this new experience, it gives you the opportunity to choose Carol first. And if people in your circle do not support you in what you desire to do, and do not make you feel emotionally safe and harmonious, joyful and inspired as you have rediscovered, then unfortunately we will move forward, with or without them. So we want you to believe in you, knowing that in this creative space, you can craft the most beautiful of relationships. It is a time for the relationship to shine. You can craft the most spectacular, abundant business, and you can have the life that you've been searching for a very long time, Carol. We trust we've answered your question.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Good to connect with you, Carol, and we know we'll speak with you soon.
Yes. All right.
Bye
Have a
for
good
now.
evening.
You too. Bye. 866-972-7247. And we're going to go to Jackie. And Jackie is in Sebring. Jackie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am good, Jackie. Good to make this connection with you. And if you could just speak up just a bit for me, that would help so much.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Sorry
Jackie,
about
a little bit better, thank you. But we trust you've had a great birthday, yes?
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
Good. So it is a time for you to delve into this time of breaking free of things that weren't working for you, finding a better balance for yourself, finding your center. I feel like lately you were feeling out of balance. Does that make sense to you, Jackie?
Yes, for the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm. And it's time for you to let go of that, right? So when I take you back to 2020 into 2021, this was a difficult, challenging time. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And it is a time that shaped you into the person that you are and caused you quite a bit of grief. Is that also true?
Oh, very true.
Yes. Jackie, what is your question for us here tonight?
Back in April, I got a wonderful phone call from my daughter telling me that she's pregnant. So I was excited, and I decided to purchase a home back in North Carolina where she's at, because 3 years ago I moved down to Florida. I'm just wondering, I went on a leap of faith, and I've purchased the home. I still have 2 properties here that I need to sell. I'm wondering, did I take the right leap? Am I doing right in my new path?
Well, you've been boring of Florida for a while, correct? Right? There's things you love and things
Correct.
you don't love, right? So it is time for change. It is time for a reset. It gives you an opportunity to bond with your daughter, bond in the experience of her having a child, and create a new life for you. My guides make me feel like there's nothing keeping you here unless it's something physical and tangible, and that's easily taken care of, yes?
Correct.
We can sell the properties, and we will sell the properties, and you have made the right choice. And this is a time of finding this new sense of purpose, this new sense of centering. And I really feel that the energy of the Carolinas is going to benefit you. I feel like it's going to be tremendously grounding to you and really root you in the energy of your spirit guides, your spiritual connection, root you in the energy of stability. There's something about Florida that never felt stable for you. Even though you accomplished a great deal, there was just something that felt out of whack. I really feel like you're going to find a great connection there. Is that true?
That's very true. I've always loved the Carolinas when I went to visit, and I always felt a sense of home when I go.
Yeah.
So I always felt the pullback.
Correct.
And everything you said is things that I felt immediately when I decided to purchase and go forward with my life.
Yes. And you have a spirit guide that's an Indian spirit guide that will lead you there. And you will continue to feel at home there and grounded in the earth. And that will open up new possibilities, new friendships, new connections with people. And, of course, the blessing of new life in the family. It promises to be a great adventure. Don't worry about the properties. They'll do what they need to do in the perfect time. You can just let it be. It'll work out. And think of the visualization and the inspiration of what you desire, and only focus on that, and everything will come together perfectly.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jackie. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We greatly appreciate you. And, of course, when you move, you know, you can always stay connected to us through YouTube, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app, so you won't be too far away.
I always will. Thank you. Have a great night.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to be coming back to answer more calls at 866-972-7247. This is the time that we have for all of you and exploring those feelings. Are you feeling stuck, stagnant? Do you have questions as to what to do next and why life has thrown you a curveball? Do you want to know what's going on in your spiritual journey? Well, we've got answers for you, and I tune up, dial into the universe, and the Great Spirit, the Spirit of God, comes through and gives me those answers. Sometimes we get extra lucky, and we get all of your guides and your ancestors too. So stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Every soul has its story. What's your story? Well, we're digging into that. We're digging deep and trying to find out what's going on with all of you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. Answering your questions at 866-972-7247. And for our friends on Facebook and YouTube at Sarah Spiritual, please put your questions and comments in the feed. We'll be getting to you shortly as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my Sarah Spiritual YouTube channel, please do. We'd love to have you be a part of all the cool things that we're getting ready to launch. We like to keep things kind of quiet until we do them, so we would love to have you be a part of our YouTube channel. We're going to take our next caller right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're going to go to Cheryl. And Cheryl is in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Cheryl, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing okay. How are you tonight?
I am doing great. Thank you so much. Good to make this connection with you again.
Thank you. It's great to hear your voice.
Thank you. Well, I'm here every Wednesday, so if you ever miss me, just tune in.
I always look forward to hearing your voice and listening and seeing how many people you touch and help, and I was hoping maybe you could help me tonight.
I can definitely do that. I can dig down deep and really take a look here, Cheryl. So what's going on? What's the burning question for you tonight?
Well, I got a phone call from my sister yesterday evening late that my older brother passed away suddenly.
Oh, no.
And we're not sure how he died. Yeah. And haven't seen him in a long time. So it was very sad when I heard the news, and we're not sure how he passed away. And I thought maybe perhaps you might see something.
Well, they kind of give me this energy of, they showed me two things the minute you said he died. The first thing they gave me was his heart, but I actually feel like there may have been like something like an aneurysm or something that occurred. Do we know if he had something with his blood pressure? Did he have elevated blood pressure? Are you familiar with that?
I'm not familiar, but they did just find, he came out of the shower and they found him on the floor. So they assumed it was probably something like a heart attack, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm drawing a heart, but I feel like there was something else going on as well. And elevated blood pressure, elevated something. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but I drew a heart here the minute I heard your voice. But my spirit guides were saying something about like a stroke, an aneurysm, something else kind of happened. It was like almost like simultaneously. It was like a storm, right? We are truly sorry for your loss. This is sudden, but
thank you. I appreciate it.
It is, sometimes people's life.
He's with my mom.
Yeah, sometimes people's lives are taken rather quickly, but we also know that they didn't suffer, right? And the minute something happened to him, he was already out of his body. There is no suffering. It's a little soon for me to get to him personally because he's in a transition energy now, but he will be in peace, and it is time for him to just be in the heavens. And unfortunately, you will be in this energy of grief because he's not physically here, but it is something that you and your family will come to an understanding over time. And we just are hearing more and more of this.
He's finally free and he's at peace. And I'm not deeply sad. And I just think, it's sad to be without anybody, any family around you. That bothers me probably more than anything. But
yeah, my guides describe him, Cheryl, as my guides describe him, Cheryl, as a bit of a hermit. Is that true? Was it true that he kind of really shut down and kept to himself? Yes.
Yes, literally. And the strange thing was, Sarah, it was in the morning of the day that he died. I didn't know he passed away until that night when my sister called me, but I had a very strange dream. I haven't dreamt of him in maybe 40 years. And he came to me in a dream and he looked scared and lost. It was very strange. Very strange. And my father was there too.
Yeah. Well, you got to see him.
I never dreamed of either one of them.
Right. Well, you got to see him on the other side. Okay. So, and it was just the facial shock of, wait a minute, I'm not in my body anymore. And it was unexpected, right? It took him by surprise as well. But by no means is he really afraid. It was just that look of like, wait a minute, things aren't the same. I'm in the energy. And that was his way of coming to say goodbye to you and letting you know that he is okay and he is connected on the other side.
That's great. That's great. That makes me feel better.
Yes, terrible thing to experience as a family. And, I am really so, I don't know, it's overwhelming to hear the same story from people as yourself every day now. Every day I'm hearing about somebody who just like 1 minute they were here and next minute they're gone. And we all know that can be life, but it just seems to be happening more and more. And so I really, again, feel that there's this shift on the planet, and certain souls are, kind of choosing to peace out and not be here for all the different changes that are coming in the world.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's a very true statement, and it's a good way to look at it because the world is shifting in so many ways. Exactly. We're all changing, and hopefully I'm changing too for the better.
You are, and you will have the responsibility of caretaking for your son and making sure that he has a prosperous, joyful life, and you're doing your best to create that environment while you're here on earth as well. So you and your husband. So this is still an important time for you and your family, and that growth that your son is making in this journey of this past year has been great. So, you're doing all the right things. My spirit guides say that he's grown leaps and bounds, and through these leaps and bounds, it is an opportunity for you to pat yourself on the back and know that, wow, you know what, we are doing something right, and by doing this right, we are most certainly being great parents. So Cheryl, thank you so much for your call. We send you our condolences. We know that this will be a difficult time for your entire family, and I look forward to connecting with your brother once he's settled in and giving you some more information on him, but know that he is in peace.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Love you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Bye for now. God bless you. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. 866-972-7247. Write the number down. If you haven't stopped in at Facebook and YouTube, visit us there. Put your comments on the show, and of course, give us a question. I'd love to talk to you when we come into our final hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. For this minute, we're going to take a break for our commercials, and then we're going to come right back answering calls, visiting friends on Facebook and YouTube, and whatever else pops up. So stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another.
We can't change. No, we can't. We can't stay the same either. We've got to choose. Where do we want to go? Where are we feeling stuck? And what can we do to make a difference in our own lives? Many of you have sat with me and said, Sarah Spiritual, I am feeling stuck, stagnant. I don't know how to get out of this jam. I don't know how to make a change. It's time for all of us to move forward and choose things that make us happy. Choose to be aligned with destiny. And stop looking at what's not working for us and focus on what is working or what we're grateful for or the lesson that we're learning from the experience, even if the experience isn't bringing us all the joy we'd like to have. You see, everything happens for a reason, and people come in our lives and our paths for a reason. So we are in this energy of examining life and seeing what we can change within ourselves and how we can align with the universe so that we could live the most fulfilled, joyful life here on earth. Yes, on this earth that's definitely filled with a lot of changes and definitely having quite a tough time. But you inside have all the energy to shift your reality and bring joy, peace, harmony in it. So we're answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. And we're going to take questions from Facebook and YouTube, so put them in the feed. And I'm going to go back to our phone lines. And I've got, let me see here. We've got Brooke, and Brooke is in Louisiana. Brooke, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How are you?
Good. Now, I know, Brooke, that you've been through a lot of changes, and you've managed to make a big difference in your own life. Is that true?
Yeah, I recently got back in touch with God and everything.
And you also were feeling as if you had no control over your life a few years ago, and look how far you've come.
Yes.
You've done a great job.
Absolutely.
And your guides, your angels, they're all with you. Now, Brooke, in this journey,
Yes.
the journey of life, that is you in this path, we want you to know that this year is really been about you loving self and filling your own cup and choosing you over pleasing other people. That doesn't mean we forsake them and we're not with them, but it's really about choosing you. So we're going to open up the energy and we're going to answer your questions. So what is your question for us tonight?
Well, one of my questions is, I know I'm going forward, but I feel like every time I take a step back, like I was recently in another fender bender, and I just feel like a whole thing just like shifted, and I just feel like I don't feel depressed about it. I just feel like this needs to stop happening, or I know I'm making mistakes, but I just feel like things could get better, but I just don't know how. And I want change. I want to do better. You know, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Great
So,
questioning. Great
I don't know
conversation. So let's dive. It's a great question. Great conversation. Let's delve into it, okay, Brooke? So here's what I'm hearing in my head as you were talking. So yes, there's an energy of you're scattered and you're not paying attention. So you've got this happening. And when you're in the car, whatever reason, we're distracted. But I also feel that you're not doing enough praying, and this is going to help you. So before you get in your car from now on, there are 3 things you're going to do. First thing you're going to do is you're going to ask Archangel Michael to ride with you and be your protector. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pray from the book of Psalms, Psalm 13. And the next psalm you're going to do, which is your third thing, is you're going to pray Psalm 23. This will prevent some of these accidents from happening. It's almost like the negativity that's been trying to weigh you down, bring a lot of depression upon you, bring you in a sense of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't seem to make people happy, I don't do good in my job, I feel as if I'm always messing up. That energy, that whisper, is really trying to pull you down.
Mhm.
And we can't have that.
And I'm trying not to let that happen. I mean, I'm still in the social anxiety, self-worth thing too, you know.
And you need Brooke to clear your energy. Now, what do I mean by that? You know, sometimes we have to do more than just the mental health work. We have to do some spiritual work, and spiritual work is not just limited to sitting and meditating. Sometimes we need to clear our auric field, our aura energy. You know, I feel like you've kind of picked up a lot of energy in your atmosphere, your personal atmosphere, your personal aura. And your aura acts as your lint filter, and your lint filter is kind of cloudy right now. You got a lot of lint on the energy. I use the dryer analogy so that you can have a visual. So I really would suggest that you go on my website and you go to the product page and you take a look at the break and remove bath, the Archangel Michael bath, the sage clearance bath. And you get those and you take one a day for 3 days and just start to clear up your energy. It's almost like you got yourself rolled up in some bad energy, and we just keep attracting some streaks of bad luck or clumsiness or unfortunate occurrences that wouldn't normally happen to anyone else. But Brooke, they're happening to you. And you're looking in the mirror going, what's wrong with me? True?
Yep. Very
and there's
true.
nothing wrong with you. You're just going through a phase that all of us go through, right? Sometimes, you know, you hear people say, oh, one bad thing happened, another bad thing happens. Oh, I guess there's a third one because things happen in threes. And I don't like to encourage that thinking, but sometimes we do have a few things happen. It's almost like we've got to clear a whole bunch of energies in order to finally get past it. And so this fender bender will pass. You're all right, so that's important. And nobody else was hurt, so that's also equally important, right? And it's just a car. And the car took a hit. Now I know it turns into insurance and it turns into money, and I understand that. But we have to trust that something greater is going to work out from this experience.
I'm hoping so.
And you can't be so scattered, right? You need to tell yourself, I am fully present in the moment of now, and in the moment of now, my thoughts, my words, my energy are creating the outcomes of my life. I'm fully focused and aware of everything that goes on around me. I'm in alignment with my soul and my divine guidance, so I always know the perfect thing to do. The universe supports me in all that I do and say. I am never alone. I am worthy of God's light and love. I am an expression of God. Therefore, I am love. I am light. I am free. I am powerful. I am who I am. We need to create a mantra for you, which we basically just did. If you go back on Facebook and you listen to this at about the 8:15 mark of the show, you can jot it down, and this can be your new mantra. And there you are, cruising down the highway, saying these fabulous things in the energy. Ain't nobody going to bump into you. You're not going to bump into anyone else because there ain't no stopping you now, right? You're on the move. We've just got to get you in a better flow of energy. And these are the steps and the tools that we take to make it happen.
Yes.
Okay?
It sounds like a good thing, yes.
And it is meant to be a good year. And the closer we get to your birthday, the easier things should get for you. You've come a long way. Don't look at the bumps in the road. No pun intended. Don't look at those bumps. I want you to look at all the things that you've passed through and how far you've come, and just know that you're shaking off a few things that maybe aren't still settled, but you are moving forward, and we're moving forward in the right direction of success. And then, of course, we are getting ready to move forward into relationship. Everything's getting ready to line up for you, Brooke.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. We are looking forward to hearing all the great news. Brooke, we appreciate your listening to us in Louisiana, and we will send the angels to surround that car and make you like invincible and impenetrable. And we trust that you will do your Psalms 13 and 23 and always ask Archangel Michael to ride shotgun so that you always have the protection of the protection angel. Thank you, Brooke, for your call. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. Let's check our friends on Facebook. Do we have any comments, any questions on Facebook and YouTube? We'll give you a minute to pull that up if we've got something going on there in our Facebook land, because we definitely want to talk to all of you. And while we're checking those Facebook and those YouTube questions, what I'd love to do is tell you all about my website. You can go to SarahSpiritual.com. There you can find an array of my products that I create. And you also can find the energy of the various sessions that I offer. And that will give you everything that you need to understand life. The general session will give you the insight. You can go to our soul integration where we can heal your wounded little one. Or perhaps you are interested in mentoring from me. We have so many choices for you at SarahSpiritual.com. Go to the sessions page and put your energy and intention there and see what you're drawn to. SarahSpiritual.com. So we're going to go to our questions on Facebook, and we're going to it's on the screen there for me. We're going to make it a little bit bigger, the print, so I can see it here because the monitor's a little further than it usually is from me. So I want to see if we can make it a little bigger because I'm having trouble reading that question there for some reason. Okay. So we have Alexia, and she's wondering why she has this low energy and kind of a sense of feeling stuck. And Alexia, it is not a time for you to worry. It is a time for you to really evaluate the circumstances around you and who has been in your frequency and your energy and your environment, because I feel like we've been surrounded by people who have been kind of sort of sucking your energy. And in their energy of sucking your energy, they have drained you and depleted you of your light. So take a look at who's around you. Start to distance yourself. Become a little bit disconnected in that energy. And look to have a new vibration coming into the energy of your life on or around your birthday. And if things feel a little slow, a little wonky, a little thwarted and not moving, even though we're breaking the energy of stagnation and the energy of lethargy and feeling drained, know that there are things going on in the planetary realm that is most certainly slowing you things down as well. So it's not all you. So give yourself grace, give yourself some breaks, and know that this too shall pass, and you are right in knowing that your energy will rebalance soon. Thank you so much for your question. Do you have another question for us on Facebook and YouTube? We'll gladly take it, and let's see who else we have here. We've got a YouTube question. And again, for some reason, I think it's just the way the lights are. Having a little trouble. So what have we got here?
I would love to get a reading about health. I'm currently in the hospital with infection, cellulitis of my foot.
Okay, so we've got a question about health in the foot. I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose, but we have Michelle on our YouTube channel, and this infection in the foot seemed to have gotten a little bit complicated, and I don't know what's going on in the bloodstream. I'm going to assume that there's a medication that they're administering because my guys are showing me a medicine going in your system. this cellulitis that you described to us is something that is going to take some time to clear up. But I do feel that you are going to be able to heal. They're also talking to me about something, Michelle. Is there something going on with your sugar, your blood sugar, something in your system? Do we need to balance something in the body? Because I feel like your labs, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like the blood work is not coming back as great as it should be. Now, when I look at this cellulitis, I know you're going to be in the hospital for a little bit longer. Then we will be on the mend. So just trust what they're doing for you and know that this is going to come to a positive conclusion. We just want you to be patient with this and let them find the right concoction to get this balanced out. I know that they're treating you with a medicine, but I feel like there's another medicine or a concoction of medicines that are going to bring about better results and allow the body to rebalance and heal itself. Michelle, we will send the angels around you. We will send Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, so that you can feel the energy of healing and we can have the divine healing happening while the doctors are doing their job. Thank you, Michelle, and we hope you get out of the hospital ASAP so that you can enjoy the beautiful summer ahead of you. Thanks so much for your question. We're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we've got to go to Patricia in West Palm Beach. Patricia, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, Patricia. So
Hello?
good to have you here. And Patricia, have you called into the show before?
No, this is my first time.
And Patricia, how did you hear about the show?
Actually, I went to your store and the guy gave me a card, so I decided to call you instead of, because I guess I couldn't wait to the appointment, so I just decided to call you.
Well, that's fabulous. And that's another reason why we're here. And yes, sometimes my schedule sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? Did they tell you about my schedule?
Yeah.
I know. Do you know that I try not to look at my schedule? I know. I was in the car earlier today talking to someone on my way here, actually, and she was like, "Girl, you are so busy." She goes, "You're the busiest person I know." I said, "I got a lot of souls to help, right?" So it is important to me, and I'm really grateful, and I do look forward to us having a personal session one-on-one. But I know that you have, Patricia, a burning, hot as fire question for me. So what is your question for me, Patricia?
Okay, my question is, I don't know if I'm blocked or if I'm stuck where I don't know how, whichever it goes. I'm trying to figure out myself and how to do the right thing. Okay.
So let's roll back the clock. If I could turn back time. So we're going to go back to 2019 and to 2020. Now, I know 2020 was special. We all lived through it together. We still haven't recovered, but that's a whole nother story. But you were going through your own special something in 2019 into 2020. Yes, you were going through your own changes at that time?
I think so.
Who were we with at that time? We were in a relation with someone, please?
I think it was it was like an off and on type of stuff.
That really wasn't serving you, but we were still there, right? So when we move into the energy of 2023, end of 2023, things really started to slow down. And it's like you can't advance yourself financially, personally. It's like someone else had said something like they feel like they constantly, I think it was Brooke in Louisiana, was saying she feels like she's taking steps back, right? You take a step forward and it's like a leap. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm right back where I started from. How is that even possible? I'm feeling like the money is tight. I'm feeling as if we are not in the flow of our prosperity. We are not in the energy of work, career. There's actually a business for you, Patricia, that you should be having. Is that an idea, a dream, a hope, a desire of yours, please?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
It is. It's just hard to
get
manage
it off the
or
ground.
something.
Exactly. right? So hard to get it off the ground, but I don't want you to lose sight of that. When I look at where you are in this journey, this time for you is like breaking out of the chains of the expectations of others. I feel like you've put so many other people before yourself that it's difficult for you to put yourself first. Does this make sense to you? We're going to break these chains, and it's a time for you to create your ideas, put them on paper, pen to paper, make it happen, create, and begin to move yourself in the direction of what you want to do. I feel like there's a change having to do with work, having nothing to do with business, because we're not quite ready to launch anything, but I feel like we need to make a change in a primary work environment. Is that something that you're giving thought and consideration to, Patricia?
Yeah. I feel like quitting this job.
I understand, but we can't quit till we have another job, correct? Correct.
Yes,
but I do see new work coming for you. So I don't know you. I just know what Spirit tells me. And Spirit's like, girl, patience. Hang on. Trust that the universe is going to deliver you. But start to open up some different doors. Because when you open up different doorways, something new can present itself. But if you stay locked in the four walls with the doors locked and the windows, nothing new can come in. You are underpaid, undervalued where you are, and it is toxic there. This is true, yes?
Yes, it is.
Yes. And they definitely have some bad juju going on there. So be sure to do your prayers when you go in there. Now, when I look at this year, the closer we get to October, the easier things will be for you. And I feel like you want to quit, but I feel like it's going to take a few weeks before we're ready to connect with the right opportunity that then will allow you to quit. So my guides tell me you can be a tough one. You hate injustice. You are strong on integrity, and you are having trouble, my dear, biting your tongue. And we're going to tell you, bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Watch what you do or say, and know that the universe is going to support you as you move forward. And there will be positive change. Have I answered your question?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a follow-up question before I let you go? Because I know you just can't wait to see me, but we want to make sure we give you enough for you to chew on and accomplish before I get to see you.
I think I could wait to see you.
Okay. Then we will discuss those private matters when we're in person. All right? I thank you so much for following the prompting, and go team at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I'm glad they're passing on the light of the radio show. We've been hanging out here for 15 years. I don't know where you've been, but welcome to the family. And I'll be seeing you at the center soon. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go back to our phone lines and answer your questions. So if you haven't picked up the phone and you have a question, now's the time. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldies Station every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We still have time for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story.
Every soul has its story, and what's your story? You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We've got about another 20 so minutes of this show, and I would love to hear from you. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. I've got Sharon in Boca. Sharon, how are you tonight?
Fine, thank you. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Sharon.
Yes, thank you.
Are you ready? Are you ready to create a shift and a change and make a difference for yourself? Because I'm feeling that you've been feeling like you need a change and you want to expand, you want to grow, you want more, more, more. but it's not quite connecting. And you're ready for a change. And you want to take a leap of faith, but you don't really know how to. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
It is time for change. And it's time to step into your creative power. But in order to step into your creative, magical power, what the universe is asking of you is for you to take a look and see who's been draining your battery pack of power in your life. We've got to see who's not serving you well, right? Because the Energizer Bunny's feeling a little drained. And that's a problem for you because you, as it is, you overthink things. You tend to go on this adventure in your mind, which is a crazy place in there. But there's a lot of valuable information for you to find. But it's when you get hooked up and hung up on something that is out of your control that has often been exacerbated as problematic by someone else, it creates this pushback effect and freezes you and doesn't allow you to move forward. Do you suffer, Sharon, from a little bit of an anxiety?
Yes.
That energy here around you is almost debilitating at times. It paralyzes your creativity. So Spirit is showing me this thing that you can do. You can go outside and take your shoes off and stomp around in the grass. Make sure we don't step in any red ant hole. And stomp around and release in the energy everything that doesn't serve you into the earth. So just stomp and say, I release this that worries me. I release this concern. I stomp it in the earth for Mother Nature to balance and readjust. I free myself from all etheric ties of other people's thoughts and ideas of who they think I am or what they think I should do. I am my own sovereign being, and I can be whomever I choose to be, and I am free. And almost throw your hands up in the air and go, I'm free, and turn around like we're 10 years old spinning in an open field. Now, do this in a place where perhaps the neighbors might not see you. We really don't want them to be like, she's lost her mind. Get the white jacket.
Okay.
All right. But you can easily stomp your feet and no one will know what's going on. You know, just as you put your foot down on the grass, say, I release this. Because I feel as if there are people limiting you from leaping forward. And it kind of plays in your mind. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. What is the burning question for me tonight, Sharon?
Well, I just wrote down that I am indeed the feeling of being stuck, and I wanted your priceless advice to me. You know, I just put down stuck, and the burning question really was as far as just how to move forward for how to move forward, and the best way to do that for me, for my personality. And you've already given me some really good, you know, things to do that I'm writing down already.
Perfect.
You know, and what would, you know, possibly be coming up for me to look out for, like in, you know, to, you know, what would be coming up for me.
You know,
not to miss.
I feel as if there's a limited belief that kind of goes back to when you were a little girl, and they take me to the age of 9. So were you feeling like you were judged or criticized? Maybe you were trying to overly please a particular parent at that time?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because the root of this lies in that. Just when you get going, you get stuck. Well, that's not going to get us anywhere, right? Because there's a limited belief that the little girl inside of you doesn't feel like she's worthy of making the changes, that she's strong enough, smart enough, that she can handle it. Now, I know you know you're smart or intelligent. I know you know that you're a good person. I know you know that in your mind, but somewhere in the feeling world, something bubbles up and you're like, I don't know, maybe not. And I don't know what to do. And so you second guess yourself.
It's the second guessing. Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's the
Yes,
second guessing.
synchronicity. We said it at the same time.
Exactly, because it's like 2 steps forward, cha-cha back. 2 steps forward, cha-cha back. We're not going anywhere, right? I feel like you need a makeover energetically. I feel like we need to go back in time and work with your little girl because she's stuck there, and we need to rescue your orphan. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
I feel like we want to reevaluate work and career because I don't feel like your cup is filled in this. Does this make sense to you, Sharon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do we want to be when we grow up? Well, Jiminy Crickets, the world is your oyster. So you could do anything. It's just a matter of what would make you feel happy and safe and secure and free and inspired and express who you are without feeling like you're compromising your integrity. So there's so much going on behind the scenes, right? And I feel as if when we look at our circle of friends and people closest to us, some of those people have you in a box that they're comfortable with you in. They want to keep you in the box. And it could be family as well, but, we're just making a general statement in that particular aspect. But we want you to take a look at who is facilitating keeping you in the box of limitation. Who, when you tell them what you are thinking of doing, and they're like, oh, that sounds like a great idea, Sharon, why don't you go explore that? Or who's going, do you really think you can do that? So the person who says, do you really think you could do that? That's not the person you're going to tell anything to anymore. The person that goes, well, that sounds interesting, tell me more. At least we could get some support there. Because as people, as humans, we need that support. Now, there is a line in the teachings from God, let your desires be spoken only unto the Lord. Well, that means God wants you to have the conversation with God and not run it by people, because people have their own opinions, and we know what they say about opinions, and they have their own energetic blueprint of who they think we are, and sometimes people are jealous or envious, or they don't have a good vibe for us to support our soul's journey, because they have their own wounds and they get triggered, and we fall victim to their emotions. So that's why God says that. But we as humans, well, we're kind of like tribal people. We want to have friends, we want to have connections, and we want to run ideas by someone, which is another reason why this show is here. So people can run it by me, and we can run it by spirit, and we can build community, and people feel supported energetically by all those who are holding space for each other. So there are people who are not supporting the changes that you want to make, so we're going to kind of begin to pull back from those individuals. And I want you to write down where you'd like your personal career life to be 6 months from now. And the question you want to ask is, there something I need to learn or do to grow so that I can create that? Like, I'm feeling like there might be a certificate or something else that you may want to learn to further you so that you could have a better experience in the work environment. Does that make any sense to you? Okay. So what do we need to do for that, right? So let's get that ball rolling. And when your little girl inside says, I don't know, every time we make a change, it doesn't really work. What happens if this doesn't work? What are people going to think? What do I do? You're going to say to your little girl, it's okay, I got you. We're going to do a soul integration with Sarah Spiritual, but in the meantime, I got you. And we don't give a flying banana what those people think, because we're our own person. And you're going to say that to your little girl inside. And you're going to say, God is going to lead us the way we need to go. God is going to design our life with us. We're not relying on other people. We're going to design our life. This is the year that you close out the chapter that takes us back to 2014 into 2015. So when I go to 2015 as a marker in time, Sharon, you were in a challenging time at that time?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay. My guides just went, honey, she's been in a lot of challenging times. Which one you want to go to? That's what my spirit guide just said.
For sure.
Well, all the things that happened from 2015 on, we are clearing that all out by the choices we make from your birthday on. And 2025 is a clean slate. So you have these next 6 months. She got excited for that one. The next 6 months of uncomfortability, and then we have a clean slate to redesign our life. That's why we want to do the work to change our thinking, to change our energy, to change our emotions. We want to take the steps to articulate what it is we desire and move ourselves forward. This is actually a spectacular time for you. So Sharon, I hope that you and I have the opportunity to do soul integration. I have a center in West Palm, but you don't need to make the trip to the center. And to me, the sooner we do your soul integration, the better, because when we get that feeling of uncomfortability and I don't feel good enough or worthy, and we let your little girl understand her true worth, you're going to feel much more confident in what you do. You can go to SarahSpiritual.com under the sessions page. Look for soul integration. You can book a video. That'll let us do it. It says by Skype, but it lets us do it by Skype, by FaceTime, whatever we come up with. But it's just so that we know it's video. And you and I will spend time together, and we will integrate your little girl so you stop having this wobble, this hesitation, this feeling of I don't feel good enough or capable. And you are more than capable, Sharon, more than capable.
Wonderful. I'm definitely going to do this because this reading was spot on. I very much appreciate it. It was exactly what I needed to hear.
Perfect. Perfect. We are glad to be of service.
Wonderful.
And we look forward to further conversations. Sharon, we wish you a very great night, and we look forward to speaking again. Bye for now.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you.
God bless you. Bye. 866-972-7247. We've got to go to Fort Lauderdale. I've got, looks like Catherine, or I think it's Catherine. Who do we have there? Who do we have on the line there? Kathleen. Kathleen, are you with us? We have Kathleen in... Okay. Kathleen in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
How are you?
What?
You're on Live with Sarah Spiritual. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
How can I help you tonight? What is your burning question?
I have a couple of them. I just want to know what the universe has for me when it comes to love and money.
Good. Well, let's start with money, because I'm seeing the color green. And when I heard your voice, when you went to love, I was like, oh, snap. We got color here. And when I see things of color, I see the color of the energy of abundance, right? Which is really never shows as complete green to me. It has this like golden look to it. But I heard the song in my head, I want money, lots and lots of money. I want to be rich, oh. And I see this energy of abundance for you. And I know that there is some, and you may not have this on your radar, so hear what I'm about to say. There is a year of abundance that comes from the month of May of 2024 to the month of March of 2025. So we have a window of time that money-like experiences, investments, sale, purchase, negotiations, unexpected sources of money can come to you. I want you open to the universe and say, I'm open to receive abundance that flows through me through multiple streams, multiple spigots that causes no harm to anyone. We don't need anyone to have anything happen, that the universe is going to just bring money to you, okay? Because this is meant to be your money year. So it doesn't mean it doesn't have love for it, but this year is really about getting your finances in order, getting yourself in a good foundation, really putting yourself in a place where we can create wealth and abundance, and we can sustain, maintain, and grow in this year period. Is that something that you have your mind set on, something that you're looking into, something that you're thinking of doing?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got something in the works, and it has to do with finances, and hopefully it will work out. So hopefully that will work out for me.
I don't live in the world of hope, but I will tell you this, because I live in the world of manifesting, and with God running the show, anything can happen, right? So I would tell you that this year, from May to March of next year, is the perfect time to have something, quote unquote, in the works so that we can make it happen. So I am the woman who is abundant. Excellent. I am the woman who is on track for this project I have in the works that can bring me abundance and fulfill me. I am the woman who is successful. You march around your house and say that. That will attract the frequency, the energy, and all the right people to support what you want to do so that it happens expeditiously so everything comes together. It's a powerful plan.
Okay.
Now,
excellent.
What about love? Fine pickle you got yourself into in this one. So, when I look at the energy of love, there seems to have been some disconnect in energy of love. Is that true?
Disconnecting. Yes.
Okay.
I would say that is true.
Yes. And we are looking to have the feeling of connection with a particular energy of love with a person, correct? That's the vibration. That's what we're looking to manifest, yes?
Yes.
This is a little bit more of a 2025 type of thing, which blink twice, we will be there. And I know you'll be saying, honey, my clock is ticking, and I don't want to run out of time, but you didn't run out of time. 2025 will be here before you know it. Hallmark is having Christmas in July next week. Let's all get excited. Because the minute Hallmark puts Christmas in July, we know it is almost Christmas. And that is going to take you to, as a marker of a time, bringing you right into 2025. I feel like there's, interesting. There are choices. But is there someone in particular you wanted to ask me about? Because I feel like there's someone who has eyes on you or is noticing you. You have a question before we go?
Not really.
Okay.
No, there's no one, that way. I know someone who very much likes me.
I see that person.
It's completely like out of realm of reality. So, I mean.
All right, but I do see that person.
It's not even. No.
But know that they really do like you. So even though they're not your pick of, they're not your bachelor number one, they're not going to be your golden bachelor. That's okay. It is just this beautiful energy of that they care for you greatly. Okay. So I do see that person.
Yeah.
And I feel like the person that you're meant to be with, you have not met yet. But that's why I said, is there someone? Because I see someone, like I had that sense of, I got a feeling somebody's watching you. Whoa, right? They're watching you, but they can't quite approach and come because the door's not open. 2025 will bring in the opportunity of relationship, and I see choice. And choice is a good thing because I feel like at this point, you know what you want and you know what you're not going to put up with. And you're looking for someone who's going to be a partner who is going to balance out life and be a companion for you and not make you feel like you're stuck or trapped in any way. You want to have freedom and connection and love. Does this make sense to you?
You are absolutely right.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And
you are perfect.
Thank you. It is what is coming for you. We just have a little bit of waiting time. So I want you to work on what you have in the works so that we can get that moving and trust the universe has your back.
Okay, good enough. I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And have a great next few months. We will speak again.
Okay, you take care.
All right. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. Write the number down. We would love to have you participate in this show. This show is all about you. 734 live shows with you as the superstars of the show. I love talking to people. I love connecting to Spirit. And I know that Spirit will never steer us wrong. And if you've been following the show for a while, you get to hear and see people grow. And as they evolve, you evolve. And as each one of us evolves, the world evolves. And I know it sounds like a big job, but it's the job the world needs. What does the world need now? To shift our energy and step into the energy of love, compassion, kindness, and empathy, and know that we can make a difference. I appreciate you all for listening to the show. We will be back next week. We look forward to connecting with all of you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff.